Happiness through curiosity on the Ranveer Show. Anabolic steroids before after face.
So that is a very wrong thing to do. It's a short-term gain that you get, but in the long term, it's like you're growing and you're dying, right? You grow, and you die. So you grow, which is an anabolic or a good phase. Then there's a catabolic phase of cells dying, cells slowing down, things deteriorating, one fine day nothing works, so you die. This is the graph of life, correct? Now you try to speed in this graph, you will die fast. That's as simple as that. So you will see that there are studies which show that species with hibernate live longer because they're shutting down everything at that time. So it's simply like very, very superficially put, I'll say, when the day you're born, you get X number of breaths.
It's what they say in yoga as well.
I'm just making an analogy. So I'm saying if you finish that much, you're dying. So like when you do GH, you're speeding up that growth. You're doing all of that. Grow. What is the end point of grow? You don't blast away. You then finish the growth capacity and you fall down. So that is what you're accelerating. Why would you do that?
I mean, for a sexier body. That's
temporarily. The rest of your life, then you will live like this.
Yeah. Not that I am recommending this.
But see that muscle hypertrophy, bone hypertrophy. This fellow will grow everything, no?
But on the face...
and who finds this attractive? Please tell me.
I mean, ma'am, you know, the thing is, as I'll give the male perspective, I've never used steroids, but I've gymmed. Don't. Yeah, I don't intend on, because I don't need to. I don't have to take off my shirt for the sake of my profession.
Even if you take off your shirt, I think there are better ways of doing it, aren't there?
There are, but you know, it's the thing is, okay, I'll tell you, there's two angles to this. One is, as a guy, when you start putting on muscle in life for the first time, it's very addictive, even without steroids.
I'm sure.
So imagine how much that addiction is driven up when you start using anabolic steroids. And then, because once the steroid effects wear off, you start feeling very demotivated.
I know I'm talking... whatever I feel like, because it's your podcast and I can talk. My thing is that shouldn't happen. Imagine all those young guns as a star, you're showing and saying, this is who I am. You and I are educated enough to understand this is not natural. He's taken GH or he's taken whatever he's taken. But there is a wide population who thinks that this can happen. He's looking like this. Why am I not able to look like this? And go to every extreme to get it happening. If you can, great. But if you don't, imagine the demotivation, sad you feel and dejected you feel about your body not looking that way.
We had Ronnie Coleman, who's the most legendary bodybuilder of all time. He's like the Shah Rukh Khan of bodybuilding. He was on the show and we rated bodies of like actors. The bottom line was probably only less than 10% of all Bollywood and Hollywood actors have not used steroids to make that body. It's very obvious. I think
even though make should at least give us the disclaimer saying we've used.
Yeah, I think Imran Khan, you know, Jaane Tu Ya Jaane Na, he came out and said that I had used
it.
And he didn't even have a very memorable body. So imagine if that guy's using it, how many of these other guys have used it? It's so normalized in...
I know it when they do it. And when we put in sometimes a filler, when they end up using either testosterone or they end up using other anabolic drugs, there's a lot of inflammation also in the body. So these things inflame and there's water retention sometimes happening.
One second, ma'am, you're saying the steroids combine with the work you are doing?
Because I have done some work, for example, on somebody's face.
Sure.
At a good face, they're looking lovely. One movie or one phase of their life when things are going on, they end up taking all these anabolic stuff and, testosterone is also anabolic. All of these you end up taking and you come back, which is highly inflammatory. It's like taking bad proteins also with it. So it's inflammatory. Excessive proteins, I would say, not bad proteins. So the fillers that you've put in can inflame, right?
Damn.
Along it, there can be. So there are some fillers which are highly, it was one of those international great fillers from the best company there is. But I remember that's a little highly inflammatory. I learned my lesson. So I never use that on actor men or glamorous men, because you don't know when they will do something where the inflammation will kick in.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe that that's something you have to keep in your mind. Yeah. Aap steroid lene wale ho na?
And sometimes they will tell you, sometimes they will not tell you.
That's happened?
Of course. It's a very thing for them to say, my testosterons are very high. I don't need testosterone. So I'm a doctor at the end of the day. I know I'm a dermatologist, aesthetic dermatologist, but I've done MBBS where I've studied the whole body and I know how the body works.
Hey, if you enjoyed this clip from the Ranveer Show, we've uploaded a ton of other clips related to a ton of other topics. So explore the channel because there's something for everyone.